Here we are, part 2. Behavioural change, Groundhog Day, I don't know, whatever we're calling this episode. It's just me. The Irish cankle is unwell. She's dived out. Is she faking? Yes. Yes, she is. So I've just come up to the office, I've turned all the lights on. No idea what it looks like. Holding this. Let's just get it done. Now, it's not going to be very good because I'm just going to read off my notes. So it's going to sound quite robotic. There's no dialogue. There's going to be no conversation. It's just me. No, the Irish cankle's not here. She's not here. Not like part 1 was groundbreaking, but it was okay. Part 2, probably not going to be very good, but we just got to get it done. Like a lot of stuff, like your habits. Sometimes you just got to turn up on the days that suck. And that's what will define you. Turning up on your bad days. Turning up on the days that you don't want to do it. I do not want to do this. I have delayed doing part 2 for a few days now. So it needs to get done because the only thing worse than not getting it done, no, hang on. The only thing worse than doing it now and it not being great and not being how I want it to be is not doing it at all. Rigid versus flexible dieting. As I said, this is all going to sound quite robotic. It's just going to be me reading my notes. And I'll chip in when I can to my own notes. You know what I'm saying. Perfectionism. Fucking hell. So here we go. Here goes the robot. Flexible versus rigid dieting. Rigid dieting will involve strict rules and narrow food choices. This normally leads to unsustainable behaviours and often disordered eating patterns. Flexible dieting, on the other hand, focuses on pragmatism, more flexibility, room for small deviations, less guilt. Now, do I need to go into this too much? Do I need to talk about how research shows, believe it or not, that flexibility leads to a better long-term sustainability in both diet and overall behaviour? Well, this is coming out at the end of January, so it's too late for most of you. But in 2026, or in February, if you're going to try and continue whatever wacky diet you're on, or whatever wacky diet you've been on during January, the juice diets, counting the points, counting the sins, labelling foods as points or sins, good or bad, great in the short term. So if you have struggled through January and you have lost a buttload of weight, congratulations. How do you feel? Are you happy? Are you feeling good? If I said to you now, can you stick to this diet for the rest of the year? No, scratch that. Can you stick to this diet for the rest of the month? February? Hey, it's only 28 days. Or was it leap year this year? Can you stick to this for another 28/29 days? If the idea of that makes you feel sick, maybe you've been a bit rigid with your diet in January. I want to be here for the next 35 years doing this. So if this one's a bit robotic, if it's a bit of a rough one, so be it. I'm not happy, but as I said, I've got to get it done. It needs to get done. Anyway, process versus outcome goals. Outcome goals focus on the end result, e.g., losing weight, but they often lead to frustration if you're not seeing immediate results. Process goals, on the other hand, are focused on the actions, the habits, or the behaviours that will help you reach your larger outcome goals. They are about how you get to the desired outcome. I think if you could just make yourself one promise, make yourself one small promise every day. I have talked about before something called laughables. It's just my lame version of non-negotiables, of all the small habits that you do, or the one small habit that you do on the days that you really don't want to do them. You desperately don't want to do them. Like now, right now, doing this, delivering this robotic crap to you. I don't want to do it. I think I've made that pretty clear. I don't want to do anything other than this. This is quite extreme because this is like, I don't know how long I'm going to be here for, a while probably. But even if it's a habit that takes 5 to 10 minutes, even if it is going for that 10-minute walk, stick to that one habit. Make yourself that promise. But don't promise yourself that you're going to do 55 things and you do one of them and then naturally you feel like shit. One small promise every day. I will do this for the whole of the month. I will do this every day. But be realistic. Don't on purposely set all these outlandish goals that you know are impossible. Hence why people fail during January and it puts them off the rest of the year. I think some people do it on purpose, really, unfortunately. You wake up on January the 2nd and, oh God, right now, I'm going to shoehorn in a spin class at 6 a.m. 4 days a week. Oh yeah? All right. What time do you normally get up? Like 8:30? And I have to rush the kids off to school and start work by 9. Okay, right. Maybe try it once a week. See how you get on with that. Oh no. No, it's 4 times a week or nothing. Right, but it's not going to work. Yeah, and I'm not really a morning person. Oh, the mornings, they suck. They're horrendous. They are horrendous. I can't think of a worse time to be exercising. Right, okay. Maybe strip that back then. 4 times a week is not going to work, is it? No, it's got to be 4 times a week. No, it's got to be. Right, okay. You see what I mean? See what I'm trying to get at? One small promise. Not setting yourself outlandish goals that you know deep down. Even though you said to yourself, future you, tomorrow you will deal with it. We'll sort this out. Well, somehow, even though they're the same person, they are the same person. They will sort this out. They will get your fat ass to those 4 spin classes a week. No problem. Present you, they can't do it. Past you, couldn't do it. But future you, tomorrow you, will deal with it. They will sort it out. They will find a way. Maybe for the month of January, yeah, possibly. But I've got a hunch that you'll be fucking miserable the whole time. And you won't be able to maintain it going into February. Which means that you will then, yet again, have another year off. Because January, near me, went tits up. Because it wasn't sustainable. I always use the walk as a good example, but a 10-minute walk. Eat one piece of fruit, veg. Do something you enjoy. Whatever you do, try and pair it with something that you actually enjoy. So, finishing off, outcome goal versus process goal. Lose 20 pounds for a wedding. Right, so that's the outcome. That's the long-term goal. The process is then finding a form of exercise you can stomach for 30 minutes twice a week. Finding your laughables. The outcome is this. I want to lose X amount of weight in this time frame for this event. Right. But what's the process? What do you need to put in place to start doing that? Because just saying it isn't enough. If you wake up every day and you look into the mirror and you start chanting, start chanting the mantra of, I want to lose 20 pounds for the wedding. Okay, great. Keep doing that every day. That's brilliant. What's the process? What have you got in place today to maintain that, to keep that going for the rest of the week? It's Monday. What are you going to do today? Oh, I don't know. Maybe go to the gym. Right, when are you going to fit that in? Oh, I don't know. I'll fit it in. Right, so nothing's booked in. No, I'll just go. Do you have a breakfast prepared? Do you have a lunch prepared? Do you know somewhere that you can go for lunch? That might be a little bit low on the calories. Have you scheduled in your 10, 15-minute walk? No, I'll just get it done. Right, okay. So nothing's booked in there. No, I'll just get it done. I'll just sort it out. I'll just figure it out as I go. Okay. How's this going? Robotic. And I got to do the film review as well. Jesus Christ. Let's move on. Habit stacking, temptation bundling. Planning ahead for specific actions by clearly defining when and where you're at. This makes behavior change more automatic. For example, I will exercise, like we just spoke about. I will exercise at 7 a.m. every day versus I will exercise when I feel like it. Not going to work, is it? It's just not going to work. You haven't got to exercise every day at 7 a.m., but you can't just do stuff when you feel like it. It won't work. You will fail. Habit stacking. Adding a new habit to an existing one for better adherence. For instance, after brushing your teeth, do 5 minutes of stretching. I'm going to start calf raises. Calf raises, I don't know if you've consumed any of this. Let's hope not. Well, actually, no, let's hope you have because, well, I was going to say that I've done stuff better than this. No, not really. But on previous podcasts, on Pushable Health, on other ones that we've done, the Irish Cankle likes to poke fun at my, she calls them chicken legs. Now, I wouldn't say I have the smallest calves in the world, but I guess for my size and height, they're not the biggest. And it's something that I need to work on. And it's something that I will tell myself that I am, that I'm doing more of something, but I'm not really. Really actively working on something rather than, I will do a couple more. And then there's no plan. I go into the gym. If I can be asked, I'll do a couple of calf raises. If I can be asked, I'll go into the gym and I'll do an extra set of calf raises. Just on the fly, on a whim. Right, here's my routine. Right, starting off. Each workout, calf raises. Nah, it's just, I could do some calf raises, I suppose. Right, it's not going to happen, is it? I'm not sure how much my calves are going to grow me doing bodyweight calf raises while brushing my teeth, but can I do them whilst brushing my teeth? Well, yeah, probably. Why not? Give it a go. Can you do something? Do you have a habit already that you can just tack on something else? If you're already listening to a podcast or something, it always goes back to that same thing. Something that you do that you enjoy, that gets you through the day. Can you stack on something which you're not doing at the moment, which is good for your health? Can you implement a walk? Can you have a meal? Can you have something that you already enjoy? Can you just add something to that meal or something to that habit already that you know is good for you? The meal you have in the evening, can you just throw a bit of veg on it? For dessert, can you have your chocolate cake but with a bit of fruit? If you brush your teeth, hopefully you do twice a day, can you start doing some calf raises? Yes, you probably could. If you listen to a podcast, if you normally listen to a podcast in the car, can you then listen to a bit of that podcast while going for a walk? I know, it's cold, we're still in winter, it gets dark early. But can you start doing, is there anything that you enjoy in life? Let's hope there's something. Can you put something else? Can you stack it with that? Add something. However long that habit takes you, that's it. If you go for a 10-minute walk, you go for a 10-minute walk. You listen to 10 minutes of a podcast. That's fine. Cut it short. Move on. As the pre-existing habit is already ingrained, brushing your teeth, for example, it's easier to stack a second habit onto it. Makes sense. I guess this is a form of exercise snacking, where you just do short bursts of stuff. Now, I can appreciate that this won't work for a lot of people. I struggle with it, to be honest. Hence why I'm probably struggling to implement the calf raises. You can't help but feel like, what's the point? So me telling someone, right, start somewhere. Go for a 5-minute walk. For a lot of people, that's plenty. That's exactly where you need to start. For some, it's almost not enough. It's a laughable, isn't it? It's a laughable. Yes, you want to have some laughables, things that are so laughably easy. You can't not do them. But at the same time, because they're so laughably easy, you don't do them anyway. And you almost feel it's not enough. Well, what's a 5-minute walk going to do? What's 2 minutes of calf raises going to do? Good point. It's not really about, do I really think that doing 2 minutes of calf raises every day is going to blow up my calves? Probably not. But could it lead me to actively wanting to do them a bit more? Could it lead me to thinking about going into the gym and go, do you know what? Yeah, I could probably do an extra set of calf raises. Let me just actually write that down. Let me make a note of that in advance so it's on my phone. Start the workout of calf raises. Oh, bloody hell, okay. Because if I don't, I'm not doing them at the end. Not a chance. So laughables will get you started, but you have to embrace them. And if you think that they're too easy, if you were my client and I set you to do a 5-minute walk every day, and you were like, this is a laughable, this is ridiculous, this is obscene. 5-minute walk, yeah, I can do that. Well, don't be offended by it. We'll go for a 10-minute walk then. Go for a 15-minute walk then. But start there. It's better to start there. It's better to start with something that's laughably easy rather than me saying, right, straight off the bat, you've got a lot of work to do. It's a 1 hour walk. 6 days a week or nothing. Okay, well, probably just do nothing then. Embrace the laughables. Do them for a week. Find out how stupidly easy they are, then progress. Temptation bundling. So this is pairing a less pleasant goal-directed behaviour, e.g. exercising, with something you enjoy, e.g. watching your favourite TV show. Now, this only works in certain situations, but would work quite well with a podcast. But if you're doing something where you're watching your TV show, your favourite TV show or film or whatever, I think that's quite useful. So if it gets you to the gym and it gets you on the treadmill and there is a TV there, or you have your iPad, right, so be it. That will do. That will do for the time being. If you're at home and it gets you doing some form of workout, 15, 20 minutes, and it gets you doing something, gets you moving, and you've got loose women on, and you got, well, I don't know, I'm not really up to date with the daytime TV. If this is when you're going to do it, I don't know. If you're working from home and you've got half an hour lunch break, just put something on you enjoy, whatever it is, whatever junk it is. Put it on. Start bouncing around the living room. That will do. Get yourself a resistant band. Start using that. YouTube it. 10 minutes. Resistant band exercises. Go out for a walk. Put the podcast on. Get yourself outside. For many people, that's the easiest way of doing something. For a lot of people, distracting yourself from the misery with something you enjoy is better than nothing. It's better than forcing yourself to go to the gym, something that you absolutely detest. You're on the treadmill. You're staring into the abyss. You're not doing anything. And that 1 hour, well, an hour, that's ambitious. That 25 minutes is just soul destroying. You do that maybe twice in the first couple of weeks of January, and then that's it. You're not going anywhere near it for the rest of the year. Maybe you get to summer and you think, I should probably go back to those soul-destroying walks on the treadmill. Yeah. No. Temptation bundling. Give it a go. Find something that you enjoy. Find something that gets you through the day and stack something on top of that. Do it at the same time. See how you get on. That instant gratification from the pleasurable activity increases the likelihood of sticking with that goal-directed behaviour. There you go. How's this going? God, it's getting done, isn't it? It's getting done. That's a win. It is getting done. That's the main thing. So, superordinate goals versus subordinate goals. Superordinate goals versus subordinate goals. Oh, this is the wrong way around. I've got my notes the wrong way around. Never mind. So, subordinate goals, these are small, actionable steps that support your larger long-term goals. Example. If your superordinate goal is to get healthier, a subordinate goal could be exercising 3 times a week. So your superordinate goal is getting healthier, getting fitter, getting stronger. Great. That all sounds wonderful. Losing loads of weight. I want to lose loads of weight. Right. Okay. How are you going to do that? Like the outcome versus process goals. How are you going to get to the process? How are you going to get to the outcome? Let's break down the outcome and work out the process of getting to that outcome. How are we going to do it? Superordinate goal. Right. Healthier, fitter, stronger, lose weight. The subordinate goal would be exercising 3 times a week. Twice a week. Finding anything that you can stomach a couple of times a week. Being a bit more conscious as to what you're shoving in your gob. Looking at your environment. What can be changed? What can you change in your environment that's going to help you with your diet? Start breaking it down. These are the stepping stones that keep you moving forward and ensure your success. So the superordinate goals, which, yes, should have been the first part. These are broader, more aspirational goals like improving health, achieving career success, or personal growth. They provide long-term direction, but you need subordinate goals to make them achievable. Right, like we just said. I think that makes sense, does it? So let me just give you one more example. Because they're in the notes, I'll just give you one more example. So, example, superordinate goal, be healthier. Oh, Christ, okay. Pretty bloody broad. Subordinate goal, exercise, eat better, manage stress. How they work together. Superordinate goals provide a vision and purpose, while subordinate goals are the concrete steps to get there. It's okay. God, I'm not looking forward to watching this back. Jesus Christ. Subordinate goals are Jesus Christ. Subordinate goals make achieving superordinate goals tangible and manageable. Right, I think this is the last one from Robot Ben. So, the habit reserve, a concept by Katie Milkman. Oh, what's the book? Oh, no. So, the habit reserve, which is a concept by Katie Milkman. Katie Milkman's concept involves giving yourself leeway by allowing 2 to 3 days of off-course days per month where you don't strictly follow your habits or goals. So, be careful not to label these as cheat days. It's just giving yourself a bit. Going back to that rigid versus flexibility, it's just giving yourself that 2 or 3 days a month, or during January, for example, where everything's gone tits up. And you don't just give up because you've had a bad day. Ideally, you would plan these in. So you'd plan in these deviations so they didn't feel as much like failures. It didn't feel like you were just pressing the fuck it button. And then that one press of the fuck it button then derails you for the rest of January and then derails you for the rest of the year. Now, realistically, that might not be realistic for many people because you don't plan these days in. God forbid, you're on a diet. You're not going to start planning in cheat days, and don't call them cheat days, but you're not going to start planning in slip-ups. But that's what you want to do. For the rest of the year, start planning them in. Not holidays and not all that sort of stuff. They're different. They're events that, yes, you prepare for them, but we're talking about every month, 2 to 3 days. So once a weekend where you've got something where you know you're going to overconsume. You know you've got an event and it's okay. You plan for it in advance. If that means reducing your calories during the week, if that means trying to get some more steps in, don't be extreme with it, but just plan for it. If you plan for it and you know it's happening, not a problem. An absolute worst case, if you have a day which is unplanned and you have those deviations and it goes tits up and you eat everything in the fridge and you feel like shit and you didn't exercise, you've got that leeway. If you can embed that leeway, that if you have the random Tuesday where it all goes tits up, no problem. You've planned for it. You've got those 2 or 3 days during the month where you knew that you might go off track a little bit. And also, to be blunt, you need to be an adult. Be an adult. Bloody hell. We get it, this is tough. January, it sucks, it's rough, but you've got to be an adult about it. To a degree. I know that's easy for me to say, and it's a bit of a dickish thing to say. Just be an adult. If you press the effort button, I've already said fuck. Press the fuck it button, so be it. But if you're pressing that button on a Monday because you've had a bit of a smelly day at work, you need to wake up the next day, and this will take time for many people. This will take a long time. You can't just wake up the next day and think, oh, well, that's that then. That's the week fucked. No, it's Tuesday. You've had a bit of a smelly Monday, but it's Tuesday. You're okay. It sucks. You've not got fat. You've probably not even put on any weight. You've not got fat overnight. And you've probably not even put on any weight. And if you have put on any weight, one, don't weigh yourself. Don't go anywhere near the fucking scales. And if you have, it just be walked away. And if you just get back on track, 3 weeks of January have gone pretty well, and you crack and you have a bad weekend, and it goes tits up. What's the game plan? Now you need to make a decision. Are you going to wake up on Monday and go, shit, right? Yeah, that was a bit of a heavy weekend. Oh, I've gone off my diet. Fucking hell, that's not the best. Now, if it was planned and you included one of these planned deviations, great, no problem. You might feel a bit better. If it wasn't, it was unplanned, you might feel a bit more shit. But then you can't just keep allowing these days where you fall off the wagon to then influence the rest of the week or the rest of the month or the rest of the fucking year. Oh, I've had a bit of a bad weekend. Oh, that's next week fucked. No. Because that then turns into, oh, that's the month fucked. Oh, that's summer fucked. Oh, that's 2025 fucked. You have to be an adult, within reason. But look, push-pull health. I'm here to help you. We can have these discussions. And I'm not trying to downplay how hard it is. It's fucking tough. And I'm swearing a lot. Whew. Just be reasonable. It goes back to that flexibility, the rigid versus flexible. Flexibility prevents burnout and guilt from occasional slip-ups, keeping you on track in the long run. That's what it's all about. It's that long run. It helps you increase adherence to goals by balancing discipline with enjoyment. These aren't terrible notes, are they? They're all right. They're all right. It's just a bit, hello. What do you want? Discipline with enjoyment. Maybe it's not. Maybe this sounds fantastic. I can't wait to edit it. Can't wait to spend the rest of my day editing it. Okay, conclusion. The big picture. Achieving your goals isn't about strict adherence to rigid rules. It's about setting realistic goals, having flexibility, and incorporating habits that are sustainable over time. Remember, it's the small daily actions that build up to achieve the larger, more aspirational goals in life. Fine. Flexibility. Keep talking about flexibility. Flexibility, paired with the right strategies, is key to long-term success. Have more trust in yourself. I think having more trust in yourself is quite a big thing. There's so much opinion out there. There's so many experts. There's so many people telling you what to do, what you need to do. Talking absolutes. That's the biggest thing with these experts. It's not all of them, but a lot of them will talk in absolutes. They will say you must follow this diet. And the thing is, a lot of the information is pretty good. 60, 70% of it is all right. Yeah, cut down on ultra-processed foods. Yeah, move a bit more. Yeah, try and eat a bit more fruit and veg. Yeah, try and get a bit more protein in. Yeah, try and find a form of exercise you can stomach twice a week. Yeah, try and find a diet you can stick to for longer than 10 minutes. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that all sounds reasonable. But some will then talk in absolutes that you must follow this diet, or you must do this form of exercise, and also you must buy my supplement. You must buy my product. You must stick a continuous glucose monitor to your arm. Oh, you must get your food intolerance tests. Oh, you must. And that's a problem. And it cancels out all of the good information. So all the stuff that they've said, these people aren't dummies. They're doctors. They're very intelligent, PhDs. For the most part, they know what they're talking about. But there's that agenda because they're selling you something. So anything they say will be then prefaced with, but the way to achieve this is you must do it this way. And the only way you're going to achieve this long term and reach your goals is buy my junk. Sign up for my shit course. Buy my nuts. Okay, right. Start labeling your food as points or sins. Start weighing yourself every single fucking day. For some, right, not a problem. Could work. For others, not so much. We are drowning in information. I think everyone is drowning in information. And a lot of the information is good, but a lot of it's horrific. Horrific. A lot of it sucks. And I think there's something to the information part, is that if knowledge is power, why are we, for the most part, society, why are we more miserable and fatter than ever? The whole knowledge is power thing. There is knowledge everywhere. I know a lot of people will say, oh, this is the worst time ever. Oh my God, there's wars everywhere. There's some bozo in the White House. Oh, it's horrendous. It is horrendous, and I feel unsafe and I feel sick to my stomach. I've never been more miserable or fatter, which is a shame. But bloody hell. Everything's here. Unfortunately, we've got so much knowledge at our fingertips that we just become overwhelmed. We are just drowning in too much information. So the whole knowledge is power thing, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But you've got to wade through the shit. And you've always had to a degree. There's thousands, millions of books out there. Lots of shit. Lots of shit to wade through. There's always been lots of dog shit to wade through. It's never been easier to get better at anything you want. You can learn anything you want just by going on YouTube. But that leads to having to wade through a lot of shit sometimes, and also just procrastination. Instead of doing the thing, instead of just walking, instead of starting a form of exercise, instead of trying to find a form of exercise that you can stomach, finding a diet that works for you, you just spend 6 months looking at different diets. Oh, the keto diet, that looks quite good. Oh, maybe I should go vegan. Oh, let's watch some more videos about it. Let's go on YouTube. Oh, paleo. Oh, our ancestors. Yeah, that's how I should live. Yeah. I should start living like our ancestors. Yeah, the vegan diet. Well, yeah, that's a good idea. Keto. Oh, I love cheese. Oh, Oh, I'm gonna now spend another 6 months just listening to podcasts. Great. Listen to as many as you can. I'm going to spend the next 6 months watching videos on what form of exercise is best for me. What sort of diet is best for me? Okay, right. I know, but you need to start eventually. Oh, we'll get to it, but I just need a bit more time. Knowledge is power and all that. Yeah, it is, yeah, but unfortunately, as a society, by the looks of it, we have never been more miserable and fatter than we are now. I think that's your lot. How was that? God, that dragged. Yeah, I still need to review the film. Ugh. Okay, I think that's your lot. Jesus, that dragged, didn't it? I do need to still review the film. Maybe I have to come back and do that because the energy. Okay, yeah, let's have a little breather and then we'll get back to reviewing the film. Very short and sweet. Right, finishing off, got to do this bloody film review. Groundhog Day. Yes, I got to do it. Had a quick look at what we've done so far. Looks okay. I'm still confused as to how best to put everything. You can see the shelf, it's full of crap, which doesn't look too good in the background. I think the green looked okay. The lights, I don't know, looks all right. Doesn't look terrible. I don't look despicable. Before I get to the film review, here's a quote. Here's a quote to finish off that section. In 1890, William James wrote this in a book called The Principles of Psychology. We must make automatic and habitual, as early as possible, as many useful actions as we can. The more of the details, our daily life, we can hand over to the effortless custody of automatism, the more our higher powers of mind will set free for their own proper work. I butchered that a little bit, but yeah, you got the point. I think that's 1890. Yeah, long time ago. I realised when I was looking at the first part of this, that the microphone was here. A little bit lower. Couldn't see my face. Probably not a bad thing, but anyway, Groundhog Day. This is when the human cankle would then normally say 1993, I think this film came out. Bill Murray, Andy McDowell, other people. Comedy, Howard Remus, is that right? The director, him and Bill were in Ghostbusters. It's a classic, isn't it? A lot of people like Groundhog Day. It's a staple. It's a real 90s classic. One of the greatest romantic comedies. Is it romantic? Well, we'll get into it very briefly because I don't want to be doing this review. No. And the human cankle normally gives the trivia and everything else. Just pads it out a little bit. We've done the reviews. We had the film podcast. It sucked. We're not doing that anymore. We've moved on. We've moved on to better and bigger things. Yeah. Bill Murray's pretty good. Bill Murray's just playing himself, is he not? To a point. I can see why it's so popular. It's not an all-time classic for me, but it works perfectly for this episode. So let's just get it over and done with. Do we relate to Phil or the story? Yeah, Groundhog Day. That's the name of the film. January, our habits. It's the same shit every day. We try again. We do something, we fuck up, we try again. We encounter the same problems every day, but we don't have the solutions. We don't try anything different. Future self, tomorrow self, they deal with it. All the problems that we're facing on that day, we don't have the skills or the tools to deal with it, but future self will. So we'll just do the same thing tomorrow and expect a different result. Feel ego, self-centered, always thought he was better than everyone else. So yeah, I think this probably actually plays quite well, doesn't it? This plays quite well into Bill Murray. I feel like Bill Murray's reasonably egotistical. Very good actor. You know, he does the job. He does this very well. But yeah, this is just Bill Murray playing Bill Murray, isn't it really? How you imagine Bill Murray would act if he was in fact God. If he did in fact find himself reliving the same day every day. But then I guess most of us would be. I suppose that's the point of the film, isn't it? Most of us can relate to this. Doing the same shit over and over again. seeing how long it will take reliving the same day over and over again until we started making some better decisions. How many years it would take for us to start realising that the habits that we have, the behaviours, the lifestyle isn't working for us. For us to improve our life, for us to find a form of exercise we can stomach, find a diet we can stick to for longer than 10 minutes. All the things that we're doing aren't working. I think this is my first solo review. Oh dear. Ugh, God, right, okay. Not good. Do we relate to Phil or the story? Yes. Yes, I think everything that there's no we, that's just me. The Irish cankle is nowhere to be seen. I think everything that has been outlined in this episode, January, Groundhog Day. 2025, if we're not careful, one big Groundhog Day. That makes sense? Yeah, we can relate. Maybe not to Bill Murray, but we can relate to the fact that every day we wake up and it feels like the same shit. Every day we wake up and it feels like we're just reliving the same nightmare every single day. And we just pray. We just pray that tomorrow self, even though they're the same person, that we haven't done anything to aid our tomorrow self. We've done nothing. We've not tried to implement any different habits. We've not tried to find a form of exercise that we can stomach twice a week. We've done nothing. We've not invested any time in trying to implement some new tools. But we pray at the end of every day, when we go to bed, that we will wake up tomorrow and it will be different. We'd all start going insane once we realised that we could just do whatever we wanted and every day was the same day. I think, depending on how you feel and how miserable you are and what you want to achieve from it, how long are you going to waste just being an arsehole, being a scamp, being a delinquent? I don't know. Me, of course, after the first week, I'd be saving all the cats, saving all the children falling from trees, doing all the good stuff, not trying to coerce people into falling in love with me, not trying to pretend that I knew someone. Oh, Nancy Taylor, bless her. Not trying to pretend that I knew some woman and lure her into bed. Oh no, I won't be doing that. No. I'd be doing all the good stuff. I would be trying to distance myself from my current self-centeredness, from my current personality, from my current behaviours as quick as possible. I wouldn't just spend, I'm not quite sure how many years it's taken Phil to get out of this loop, or how many years he was meant to be in this same day. Is there different theories? I think there is. I think I very briefly looked at this a couple of weeks ago. I watched this film 2.5 weeks ago. This is rough. I think it was anywhere between, I don't know, a year to 25 years, maybe. Long time. A long time reliving the same shit. So effectively for some people, well, no, you hope you live longer than 25 years, but it's effectively living a lifetime of just doing the same thing every day and expecting different results and wondering why you felt so fucking miserable. What's there to take from this? That eventually Bill had to genuinely start or have a desire to start helping people, to break the loop, not just doing it for the sake of it, not just doing it because that was the right thing to do. If someone told him, oh, Bill, what was his name in this again? Bill, Phil, what do you think you should be doing? You're stuck in this Groundhog Day. You are reliving the same day every day. What do you think you could be doing? How do you think you could become a better person? What sort of habits could you instill? What sort of things? How could you be living your life better? Oh, well, I guess I could be helping people, donate to charity, helping the homeless person, feeding the homeless person, saving random falling children from trees, learning to play the piano, all the good stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah, that all sounds good, reasonable, but you need to want to do it, Bill. Don't just do it because I told you to do it. You need to want to do it. You need to enjoy it. You need to want to do it. Yeah, that could take a long bloody time to actually wake up and go, do you know what? I really want to do all that stuff today. Not just because I might get laid, not just because it might get me out of this hell, this nightmare, not because it's, I think, me telling people that I'm helping the homeless and giving money to charity and what else is there? Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon's in this. Yeah, he looks young. No, what did he do to Michael Shannon? Oh, that's right. His fiance is going to dump him and then he turns it around for them. It's lovely. Save the guy's choking, saves, yeah. Does he care about the bloke? Not initially. Does he care about Michael Shannon? No, absolutely not. Eventually, He does. He has genuine affection for these people. He wants to help them. That's the point, isn't it? Maybe. Bill Murray, and no offense to weather men and women, but he does come off as like a really big deal. It's like, what? He's just a weatherman. He's walking around like he is a god before he does actually, in fact, become a god. Anyway, these are just random notes. So this is just a mess. These are just completely random natterings that I've got written down. I'm just trying to get through this as quick as possible. So if you thought the episode wasn't very good, this film review is, piss poor. I've got here Phil Sexpest. Spends most of the film, before, of course, he starts to learn the error of his ways, just being a sex pest. He lures Nancy Taylor into bed because he can. She's attractive. Yeah, why not? And then he just spends, we haven't quite ascertained how many years, but a long time. Months, years. Just, oh no, what's her name? What's Andy McDowell's name? Oh, I've forgotten. Just luring Andy McDowell into bed. Just going on hundreds and thousands of dates. Learning every single thing about her. Oh, French poetry. Oh, lovely. Oh, right, yes. Oh, this is what you like to do when you have a drink. You like to toast was it world peace or something? I don't know. But yeah, just pretty gross. Great. So you've just gone on 1,000 dates with someone who has no idea that you're doing it. So you've just gone on 1,000 dates with someone, learned every single detail about them, and they've eventually fell in love with you. It's like, yeah, we get it. Andy McDowell, she's an attractive lady, but bloody hell, Phil, you got a whole town there. Why her? Just move on. Nancy Taylor, that was a one and done. No offense, ladies, but I'm sure there was some more Nancy Taylors in the town. I know it wasn't a very big town, but where are we? Pittsburgh? I don't know. So how long's the film? 100 minutes. 100 minutes of just Phil for most of it just being a massive sex pest. Just to get that bang. Just to get Andy McDowell into bed. Okay. And also the whole thing about he doesn't like French poetry. So he has to, that's a day written off. Oh no, he doesn't like French poetry. Oh well. Well, is that attractive? Do people like the idea of you liking everything they like? If you went on a date with someone and you found out they liked everything that you liked, is that attractive? Is that what you want? Is that what you want to hear? Yeah, so I like this really obscure, 16th century philosopher. Oh my God, he's my favourite. I can recount everything he's ever done. Oh my God, so can I. Oh my God, we're in love. Yeah, so I just love it. Oh, so do I. Would that not get a bit boring? Have some common interest, but bloody hell. Every single thing that you like, that person also likes. I think in the real world, that's not going too well. I think in the real world, you're not going for a second date. I think you'd just be a little bit creeped out by it. I think you'd just be a bit creeped out by it, to be honest. And the amount of dates and years that Phil spends on trying to woo Andy McDowell, finding out every single detail about her. I'm just not, I don't know. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure that's working. I thought the murder-suicide with the actual groundhog, that was quite good. Quite sinister. I guess this film, it's reasonably sinister, isn't it? It's reasonably unsavoury. Especially when Phil starts to go through his I don't know. Well, we'll get to that in a minute. I think I've got some notes about the whole stages of grief when he starts to just offing himself in various different ways. Yeah, it's like, bloody hell, it's pretty gross, pretty heavy. But yeah, that was quite a good scene. Yeah, when he offs himself with the groundhog, that was, I'm on board with that. It was quite funny. Probably one of the better scenes, I think, to be honest, for me. Rita falls in love with Phil after one day. Oh, Rita. Her name's Rita. There you go. Andy McDowell, her character's called Rita. Again, it goes into the... Right, does she? Because Phil's just spent the last 25 years, maybe, learning every single thing about her. But at the end, Phil's not trying to do that anymore because he has, at the end, when Phil's playing the piano and he's just adored by everyone, he's actually become a nice person and he's not just trying to get Rita into bed. So that's when she falls in love with him. Is that what we're doing? Phil doesn't care anymore. He'd love to sleep with Andy McDowell. Oh, he would, but it doesn't matter because he just likes the idea of waking up every morning. He's accepted this nightmare, this grim reality. He's accepted this nightmare. But he gets to spend every day with Rita, regardless if she sleeps with him or not. And she somehow sees that. She can somehow see that Phil has changed, which allows her in one day to fall in love with him. Maybe. Okay, last bit. Oh, this has been rough. Jesus. So he goes through different stages, like the different stages of grief. So confusion, naturally, like what the hell's going on? Every day is the same day. This is horrendous. And then there's the anger. Then there's the, I don't know what else is there. He starts being a right arsehole, murder-suicide, which then leads to, or was he depressed before this? Maybe the murder-suicide of the Groundhog leads to him being more depressed. I can't remember that actually. How does the film go again? He's angry. He's angry. He starts being a scamp. Then he's depressed and he starts killing himself loads of times in loads of different ways because he's had enough. Yeah, I get it. So different stages of grief in there somewhere. I don't actually know the stages of grief, but anger, denial, depression, acceptance, something like that. I don't know. Oh, Christ. Okay, that will do. That will do. We've done it. We've done it. It's taken me most of the afternoon to get through this horrendous dog shit, but we've done it. And I turned up. I did the thing I didn't think I was going to do. This has been weeks in the making. Didn't think I was going to do it, but as I said at the start, well, it is borderline sometimes. Would I have felt way worse not doing this at all? I don't know, because I now need to edit this dog shit as well. I need to now spend another couple of hours editing this nonsense. Probably 50-50 at this point. If I'd have never have done this part 2, I'd have probably been okay. I would have moved on, gone back to work, done something else. I'd have been all right. But it would have lingered. It would have lingered that I hadn't done it. I hadn't sat down by myself and did it. And I keep telling everyone, I keep telling myself, all the waffles, all the crap that I've done in front of this camera, sitting here awkwardly with this microphone, just doing this. I keep convincing myself that this is what I want to do. I want to do this. I'm not quite sure how long I need to do it for, though. Groundhog Day. How long do I need to keep doing this before I realise that maybe I don't want to do it? Maybe I don't actually enjoy it. Maybe this is fucking terrible and I need to move on. I don't want to be an online coach. I don't want to put my mug all over social media. I don't want to be famous. Or maybe I do. I don't know. I don't know. God. There we go. That will do. That will do. Pushable health. Asking you to embrace your rotten attitude to exercise and nutrition. Give your yo-yo diet, restrictive or unrestricted diet, yo-yo diet, up and down. And your half-assed exercise routine, the middle finger, in just 30 days. That's what we're all about. This is online. I have a private studio based in Herne Bay, Kent. But if you're nowhere near there, don't worry. If you live in Botswana, not a problem. There is an app. And the app, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Training programs, nutrition advice. You track your calories. You do whatever guides, all sorts of guides. You get to speak to me. You get to speak to me about whatever you want. Any questions? I'm here for you. Lots going on there. Lots going on the app this year. Going to build out a big educational library so you can hear this. You can hear more of these. Imagine me just spending 2.5 hours talking about, I don't know, insulin, hormones, menopause. Yeah, you want to hear about that? All sorts of subjects. But I have to do these more often. The more I do it, the better I might get. It doesn't seem that way because I've done a bit of these now and if anything, I'm getting worse. It's getting worse. But we've turned up, we've done it. Let's move on. Let me try and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. I'm doing this on a Sunday as well. I'm spending my Sunday doing this.